course, this is QuickBooks Online bookkeeping course. What other sessions, what other topics we're going to cover today is first the quick intro about me, and then about QuickBooks. Whenever I use short terms like QBO, I believe everybody would understand that means QuickBooks Online. I'll be very clear about the short terms I use. Even most of the clients or even the jobs you guys would be hunting in the jobs, some of the clients prefer to use QBO, some of the clients prefer to use QuickBooks Online. So you guys don't need to be confused about those little things. If you guys are making any notes, you can, keep it out as a keyword in your notes as well. I'd like to share my personal experience with the clients I work with, so that these situations, these scenarios, these case studies going to help you guys in your real life situations. So our first topic would be QuickBooks introduction, and then we will have a comparison topic about QuickBooks Online versus QuickBooks Desktop. Of course, our main focus is on QuickBooks Online. But when you understand both sides of the story, you know what is the future, you know what is going to be in more demand in future. There could be a topic in freelancing. Maybe I'll just remove it, which is not relevant to our topic today. Maybe we can talk about QuickBooks, the scope of QuickBooks, the demand of QuickBooks, how it's going to help you guys in your real life, and even you work to freelance as well. We are going to build a strategy over the coming few weeks or coming few sessions that's going to help us understand, how we are going to type out the keywords, how you're going to practice, what sort of platform you're going to practice. I'm going to provide you an understanding while you do the practice in between sessions to different class. And then one of the most important topic of today would be nature of business. Of course, we are going to work with a lot of clients in future. So we need to understand the nature of their business, how they make money, how they spend their money, so that we could understand the process of making their business, so that we would be able to understand our role and how we are going to help the client to manage their finances, to manage their books, to manage their accounts. So nature of business is a huge topic to understand, and it plays a huge role in coming forward. And then there are some packages from QuickBooks. Whenever we are going to work with any of the clients, any of the job, we need to suggest them any of the packages. And that suggestion will be coming directly once you understand their nature of business. Of course, I'm going to share the screen and discuss all of the packages one by one, and then how we are going to suggest the client which package would be, or which subscription would be suitable to the clients. And then we're going to talk about how the client is going to provide us access to their QuickBooks. It's quite straightforward and easy process. Of course, I'm going to explain it when we are going to deep dive in the topic in detail. And then how we are going to do the currency setup, the basic setups. If you notice in the brackets, I've mentioned client's responsibility. That means we are going to define roles, which means there are sort of things we are going to ask to the clients so that they can provide us the details. Those things is not in our responsibility or in our capacity. For example, providing the access to QuickBooks. If the client doesn't provide us the access, we cannot work. So that's on client side. The basic setup the client is going to do. For example, another great example is the bank statement. So in order to reconcile, in order to categorize, we might need the bank statement from the clients. If they're not going to provide us, we cannot work. So we are going to define roles, what we need from the client side, and which role we are going to play from our part. And then at the end of today's session, at the end of session number 1, we are going to discuss about trial account. Trial account is going to help us to practice after each session. Of course, you guys would practice. Practice would make it more fluent. You guys would be more fluent over the course on the functionality of QuickBooks. So I believe at the end of the session, everybody will set up a trial account so that everybody can practice. And of course, if there's any question arises, we can have a discussion over the coming classes or coming sessions. So let's start today's session with the intro, I believe. So Dr. How we are going to take questions from the candidates? Is it through chat or we are going to unmute them? How do you suppose to do that?
Well, you can decide. You can have them wait until the end of the presentation to ask questions, or if they want to during the presentation, they can raise their hand or write into chat. Either way.
Got it. That makes sense. So for the questions, I normally do is while we discuss a topic, you guys can put it in the chat so that I can answer. I can read out your question, your name, and then I can answer at the same moment so that there is no confusion, there's no doubt, and then we can have a clear understanding. And then at the end of the session, we will take around 10 to 15 minutes of Q&A session so that everybody can participate. If needed, I'm going to unmute the candidates so that you guys can ask your questions on audio or video. And then we are going to, complete today's session. All right, let's start with the intro. As mentioned earlier, this is Mohammed Hamid. I'm a professional accountant with 10 years of experience. I'm an ACCA and a CPA Canada. I have been working with a lot of different clients. I've worked with Big Four audit firm for around 3 years. So I have done my internship from in there. After that, I've been working independently for a lot of US-based clients, UK-based clients, Canada, Australia, all across the globe. It's been a great journey so far. Besides that, I train QuickBooks and Xero to a lot of different institutes, a lot of different clients, and individual students as well. And that's basically it. Besides that, I'm a top rated plus freelancer on Upwork. Maybe you guys are familiar with that term of Upwork. It's a freelancing platform. Of course, that's not a domain of our session today, but just to give you a basic intro about myself, right? That's basically it about myself over the coming course of our QuickBooks classes. Maybe I'll, add up a few of my experiences I face, or I'm going to share my real life situation I face with the clients that will definitely help you guys to understand better. And if you came across any of those situations, you'd be more confident to deal with the clients. And then let's discuss with QuickBooks intro. What is QuickBooks? I prefer to conduct this classes, conduct the sessions more interactively. I normally ask questions, and then I would expect you guys to type down your answers on the chat so that will provide us two different benefits, two major benefits. Number one, I would know that you guys are attentive, you guys are listening carefully, and are with complete focus. Second is that would connect us. I don't want this session, I'm just speaking, you guys are listening, and then end of the story. I don't want it like that. I want it to be more interactive, more involving. I want you guys to be more involved. So you guys can grab your snacks, grab some water, grab some coffee, whatever you like, and then relax yourself, ease your mind up. I want all of us to be connected, to be concerned, to be focused, and engaged. So anybody has any idea what is QuickBooks Online? You can type down your answer on the chat. I'm going to read out your answers, and then at the end of your answers, I'm going to provide the correct answer as well. I'll open up my chat.
So yeah,
Doctor.
So you ask your question.
Is it allowed for everyone to chat?
Yes, everyone should be able to chat.
All right, perfect.
And I have it set up so that when they chat, everybody can see their answers.
Perfect.
We got an answer there from Alexander. Right. Good morning.
Alexander is saying good morning. Good morning.
Okay, so what is the question? There we go. We got Francis has an answer.
So I'll repeat my question. The question is, do you guys have any idea what is QuickBooks? Perfect. Francis says financial accounting online. That's saying your name correctly. Agnes saying QuickBooks Online is a simplified accounting tool for people doing business online, or it has similarity with bookkeeping. Perfect. That makes sense. All right. So my question was, I'll repeat the question again. What is QuickBooks Online? Anybody has any idea? Emmanuel says it is cloud-based accounting software. Perfect. Fernando saying, no, I don't have any idea. That's absolutely fine. Well, I have some idea. Alexander saying, well, I have some idea about that, but not sure. That makes sense. Lucy is saying it's an accounting software. Perfect. So I'll make one thing very clear that whenever I ask a question, I don't expect you guys to be 100% correct or accurate. The whole point of asking question is to make an understanding. What do you think? What do you perceive of the situation? Of course, if you guys would perfectly know the answer, you won't be here joining us or listening to me, right? So the whole idea of asking question to be interactive, to be understanding, and to be mindful. And Manko saying there are online accounting systems,
Oh, we have a
software
hand up.
package
Do you
to
want to
manage
take a question?
finances.
Can you,
Absolutely.
Cornell, Mario, can you ask your question, please? Go ahead and activate your microphone. Do you see a, do you see,
You're still mute.
Cornell, Mario, do you see a button on your screen to unmute your microphone?
Okay,
There.
yeah.
There.
All right, please go on.
All right. So, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. Please go on.
Okay. So, I thought you asked the question about my understanding of QuickBooks Online. So, I just wanted to give a quick response, if that's okay.
Yes. So for now, you
Can I
can
go
type
ahead?
down your answer to the chat. That's absolutely fine.
Okay, that's
We'll take a All right. We'll take a Q&A session at the end of the class. Perfect. All right. Meanwhile, Robert says it is record of income and expenses done online. Yep, that makes sense. Senelisa says accounting software. All right. So it's great to see everybody participating to the questions, and I'm very delighted. That's what I want, to be interactive, everybody to be on the same page and to be more interactive. So let me explain what is QuickBooks Online. Most of you were correct, absolutely on point. QuickBooks Online is an accounting software. It was developed by Intuit. Even when you Google QuickBooks Online, you will see QuickBooks Online developed or by Intuit. What that means is Intuit is a developing company that develops a lot of different softwares, which is developed by QuickBooks, which is developed by Intuit. QuickBooks is developed by Intuit. So QuickBooks Online is an accounting software that was initially created to do the bookkeeping, the record keeping of small and medium-sized entities. The whole point of creating QuickBooks is to take care of small and medium-sized entities. So what do we do in QuickBooks? We do the bookkeeping, we do the accounting, we do finances, and financial reporting in QuickBooks Online. It can be done for small-sized business, for medium-sized business. So that's basically it about QuickBooks Online. If you guys have any question, you can ask on the chat. I'll read out and answer to your question as well. So let's move to our second topic of today. That's QuickBooks Online versus QuickBooks Desktop. So my question to you guys would be, have you ever heard or worked in QuickBooks Online or even Desktop? Anybody in our session has worked or heard about QuickBooks Online or QuickBooks Desktop? Agnes says, yes, that's great. Which one is that? The desktop or the online one? Okay, Colonel says, I never heard of it. That's absolutely fine. Agnes says both. That's great. It seems like you have idea. You have a great idea about both of them. That's great. Colonel says, my first time. That's fine. All right. Fernando says both. Abubakar just joined, says, hello, everybody. Hi. St. Lisa says, QuickBooks Desktop. That's great. Francis says, heard about it before as I used to lecture at a college. That's great. That's great. Abu Bakr says, how does QuickBooks compare to other accounting software on the market? That's a great question. So let me explain what's the role of QuickBooks or how it's in demand in comparison with other accounting software. Although it's not in our today's session agenda, but I'm definitely going to answer your question. So even if you do some Google, do some research, QuickBooks would come across as number one accounting software, number one cloud-based accounting software. So QuickBooks is at the top of the cloud-based accounting software at the moment. There are some other accounting software which might come close, but not that very close, like Xero, Zoho, Wave. Not that these guys are not as in demand as the QuickBooks is. So QuickBooks Online is at the top of the cloud-based accounting software. I hope this answers your question. All right, so let's come back to QuickBooks Online and Desktop, and then I'll just provide you guys a quick overview. How both resonates, what was the need to develop QuickBooks Online instead of using desktop. So Intuit came across with the idea, they developed QuickBooks Desktop, right? One of the biggest disadvantages of QuickBooks Desktop was it was not cloud-based. The storage had to be on the computer. So if anything happens to your computer, the data is gone. One of the biggest disadvantage of the desktop. Another one was you cannot work a lot of people simultaneously on it. So at the moment, only one guy could work. If you were having a team, you cannot work on the desktop. One of the other issues was if it's installed in a computer, you cannot work from any other device or any other computer. So you're bound to use that one device in which the QuickBooks Desktop is installed. So these are some of the disadvantages, some of the issues Intuit was facing with QuickBooks Desktop. So they decided to listen to their customers and develop something more dynamic, more helpful for their clients. So they introduced QuickBooks Online back in 2012. The major changes they did was making it cloud-based. What does that mean is whenever any of the clients, any of the customer work on QuickBooks, they don't need to save any of the data. It automatically saves the data on the cloud. For example, you have a Facebook account, you have an Instagram account, you upload anything, you upload a picture of yours, you go on a vacation, you take a beautiful pictures of you on the beach, you upload the picture, it stays in there forever until you delete it. Same goes with the QuickBooks Online thing as well. So whenever you work, you don't need to save it. It's already being saved in the cloud and you can get access to it anytime, any moment. One of the biggest advantage of QuickBooks Online. Second, they created it more dynamic by introducing more users can be working on this software. Previously, only one user can work at a time. Now, more than 3 people, 7 guys, 7 team members can work simultaneously. Another beautiful feature they introduced was it can be accessed from any of the devices. For example, something happened to your computer or laptop, it's not working anymore. You just log in, you just go to QuickBooks Online website, you type in it, you just log in, you put in your ID and password from any device, anywhere in the world, and then you can get access to your account. Isn't it absolutely brilliant? So when QuickBooks Intuit developed all these features and introduced QuickBooks Online, it became a huge hit in the market. Everybody wanted to, do their books, do their finances using QuickBooks Online. So that's basically a comparison of QuickBooks Online versus desktop. What we are going to learn over the course is QuickBooks Online because it is more dynamic, it's more in demand, and a lot of people are going to use QuickBooks Online. So our main focus would be QuickBooks Online across coming years, coming sessions. So my next my next topic would be scope of QuickBooks. Do you guys have any idea what the scope means? I'll put another word for you. That'll be more easy to understand. Scope. Another word to understand scope is demand. QuickBooks Online is in great demand at the moment, even specifically after COVID, because there are a lot of businesses has introduced a lot of e-commerce businesses, new businesses came across. So whenever a business arise, whenever a business establish, they need a bookkeeper, they need an accountant, they need to use QuickBooks, which means they need us, they need a bookkeeper, they need somebody skilled with QuickBooks like us. Agnes says what it can accomplish in its functionality. That's correct. Beautiful. All right. So QuickBooks is in great demand. Even if you open up Upwork or Fiverr or any of the freelancing platforms or even LinkedIn, you'd see hundreds of thousands of jobs, projects in there. That's indicates the demand of QuickBooks in freelance market, in LinkedIn, in job market, in physical market as well. So that's basically define our today's topic as scope of QuickBooks, right? All right. Our next topic would be strategy. What is strategy? You guys have any idea what does strategy means? I want all of you guys to be more active and participate in the chat. Whenever I ask a question, I want everybody to be active and participate actively on the chat so that we all can be on the same page and being more mindful. Now, Senator Lisa says methods. All right. Anyone else? Plan of action, Agnes. Brilliant. Patricia says ways or process. That's great. Lucy says plan of action. Perfect. All right. You guys are on point, actually. So strategy means plan of actions or a method or process of achieving your objective, achieving your goal. For example, let's say Agnes, Manko says it is a high level action plan to achieve a long-term or short-term goal. Perfect. This is what I normally prefer to say and describes a strategy. So the whole point of understanding strategy is plan of action to achieve your goal. So we plan small plan of actions to achieve our bigger goal, to achieve our objective in life. That's basically strategy. So what is our strategy to understand QuickBooks, to learn QuickBooks over the next coming 6 sessions is defining the roles. My role is to provide you guys the technique, the understanding, the methods to QuickBooks. What would be your role is to follow, practice, understanding, and ask questions. So we have 2 roles. One is my role, one is your role. My role is to provide you guys the understanding, the techniques, and complete details. Your role is to follow, to practice, and ask questions. Ask a lot of questions. I don't mind questions. I love questions because when you ask questions, that's when I believe you understand things and you're paying attention to it. So I love a lot of questions. I don't mind questions. I love to answer all your questions. Okay, all right. So our strategy would be in coming all sessions is I provide you guys the technique, the methods, and your plan of action is to follow, practice, and understanding. All right. Our next topic. Next topic of session 1 is nature of business. Before I deep dive into this, anybody has any idea what is nature of business?
Did we just lose? No, where's Hamadi? Where's Muhammad Hamid? Where are you? Oh, there you are.
Oh, I think I went in mute. Yeah. Nature of business.
Okay.
Please go on with it.
Yeah, and then I didn't see you there for a while, and I was like, I thought you lost connection. Yeah, this is a great question, everybody. What is the nature of business? Muhammad Hamid, are you there? I don't
Yes,
think
I'm
you're
here.
muted. Okay. Are you reading the responses?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for some of the responses. So, yeah, Lucy says characteristics of business, its features. That makes sense. Patricia says nature of business means the type of business you're doing. Perfect. That makes sense. And I want all the other guys, everybody to be more active, mindful. All right. Agnes says, what is focus or what the business is set up to offer? Uh-huh. That makes sense. Emmanuel says how it is applied in the business environment. Absolutely. Doctor says buy and sell products for services. I hope you don't mind me saying doctor to you.
No?
All right. Alexander says yes, it may be services, business, HR, corporate, or other. Perfect. All right. So you guys are on point. Let me explain what is nature of business. Nature of business normally defines the process of doing business. Robert says, I think it can be the type of business activities a business does. Yes. So, nature of business is the process of doing business, how a business makes money, how a business spends the money, overall, what it achieves doing the business is understanding in the bigger goal. Cornell says the nature of business is the activities that an outfit performs to create value. Absolutely. So if we try to understand nature of business in more depth, in more detail, right? The nature of business defines the process of doing business, how a business makes money, how a business spends the money, and overall, what's left as a profit for that business. For example, the first client I ever landed on Upwork was a gym based business. So even I don't mind sharing the name of those clients because I still work with them. It was a Canadian based gym. Nancy and Julia were the founders, they were the partners. So, what does a gym do? Anybody has any idea how a gym makes money? We need to understand whenever we talk about nature of business, we need to understand two major points, two major things. Number one, how it makes money, the process of generating revenue. Second is how it spends those money. What are the major expenses? So anybody has any idea how a gym makes money? How many process, how many methods of making money by a gym? Lucy says subscriptions. That's great. One way to make money by a gym is subscriptions. That makes sense. Agnes says membership, selling health products. Absolutely. Selling health products is also another way of making money for a gym. Yes. So I want you guys to be, thinking, to perceive, to use your brain a little bit and just think about you owning a gym and what other methods you would be able to generate revenue by setting up a gym. Whenever you think of being the owner of a business, you think more in detail, more in depth, and understand that business better than anybody else. So, any other form of a gym making money? How a gym makes money? I got subscriptions from Lucy. I got membership and selling health products from Agnes. I got Patricia says comments. Senelisa says using facilities. All right. Anybody else? Perfect. Lucy says refreshment sellings. Absolutely. A lot of gym provide refreshments. Yes, and they make money by selling the refreshment. That makes sense.
And doing classes, like aerobics classes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Some of the gym provide aerobic classes. Francis says subscriptions. Fernando says services. All right. Let me list down some of the process, the way gym makes money. Number one is the admission fee. A lot of gym charges admission fee, one-time admission fees. So that's a huge way to make money. Second is monthly subscriptions, or you can say membership. It goes every month. You have to pay in a specific fixed amount. Number three is a lot of gym charges for the equipments they provide. Some of the gym provides two different space. One is generalized. The other one is some special equipments, like for the treadmill, for the cycling, they charge different fee. Some of the gym charges for sauna. Some of the gym charges separate for the swimming pool. Some of the gym charges separate for the locker. Were you guys thinking about all these ideas? Some of the gyms provide fitness gears like t-shirts, like shorts, like trousers. So we got 7. Are you guys thinking about more? Anybody else? We got 7 without doing any research. Yoga classes, Fernando, absolutely. Some of the gym provide yoga classes. We got 8 method, 8 ways of making money as a gym. Even I got another one that some of the gym provides training programs, like goal-based training programs, like 3 months weight loss program, 2 months weight loss programs. So we got 9. Another one is personal training. Absolutely. Some of the gym provide personal trainers. That's another way of making money. Personal trainers. So we got 10. 10 is more than enough. Even without doing any research, we came to a conclusion of 10 ways of making money as a gym. So yeah, through franchising. Yeah, that's a great way of making money as a gym as well. When you become famous, you just franchise your business. That makes sense. We got 11 ways of making money as a gym. So nature of business means to understand the process, how a business make money. 2 things to understand. We are now discussing the revenue generating. How does the business make money? I got another answer from Emanco. It says through franchising, fixed monthly fees. Yes, we already discussed the fixed monthly fees. All right, so we covered one major way of understanding the nature of business. That's how a gym makes money. Second method we are going to discuss is the expenses. How the business spend those money. What are the expenses? So I want you guys to tell me, what could be the expenses of a gym? Can you guys start putting out your answer on the chat? All right. Fernando says light water services, trainers, cleaners from Agnes. That's perfect. Sanelisa says utilities. Absolutely. All right. I see some great activity on the expense side from everybody. Robert says maintenance of equipments. Lucy says repairing and acquiring equipment. Perfect. Fernando says rent. Yes, rent is a huge expense. Need to consider. Doctor says payroll and taxes. Absolutely. We have to pay the employees. Emanco says rent. Jessica says wages. Perfect. I see great activity on the expense side. So you guys are more focused on the expense rather than making money? All right. So yeah, I see a lot of activity on the expense side. So, all right, I see some more questions, some more answers. Doctor says advertising. Absolutely, we need to advertise the business to get more people, more customers on board. Patricia says purchasing of equipment. That's great. That's one of the great expense. Maybe it's an asset, not an expense, but we'll dive deep down into it. Jessica says marketing. Absolutely. All right. Doctor says office supplies. Absolutely. Office supplies is a huge expense. Oh, all right. So let the expenses coming in. All right. So let's discuss the expenses one by one. One of the huge expense to consider. I see some more coming in. Yeah. One of the huge expense of a gym is a rent. Whenever you start a business, if you don't own the place, you pay rent. So rent is one of the major expenses. Number two is the payroll. You have to pay the guys working for you. Another one is the cleaning. A gym needs to be clean. You have to hire permanent regular people to keep cleaning every half an hour, every hour, to keep the place clean, smell good, so three major expenses: rent, payroll, cleaning, purchasing the equipments, office supplies, advertising or marketing. That's same. You have to pay the electricity. So that's utilities. We got seven so far. Office supplies. Doctor said office supplies. Of course, office supplies. We got eight so far. So we could link it. If you use a little trick, we could use the expenses connecting to the revenue. For example, in the revenue side, we discussed we can make money by selling shorts, fitness gears. So in order to sell those fitness gears, you have to purchase this, right? So another one is the cost of purchasing those fitness gears. If you're selling some refreshments, selling some diet food, you have to buy it or you have to make it. So the cost of making those food would be an expense as well. Abu Bakr says rent. Absolutely. Rent is an expense as well. So we got 10 expenses. All right. So if we come back to the topic, to nature of business now, we got an understanding. What is nature of business? Is the process of doing the business, process of making money. Two major things to understand in nature of business is how the business makes money and how the business spends those money, right? And I loved the whole idea that you guys participated actively, more on the expense side, less on the revenue side. But I believe going forward in the next coming sessions, we are going to be more active, and I would expect more participation from you guys. So, do you guys want another case study in nature of business, or are we clear? If you want, I can create another case study of a different business. What do you say? Do you guys another case study in nature of business, like the way we discussed the gym business? Okay, Agnes says yes. Emmanuel says it is clear. Lucy says no. All right, I feel like it's quite clear for everybody. Maybe in coming sessions. Yeah, Jessica says clear. Perfect. All right. So let's go to our next topic. Jessica says clear. Perfect. Let's go to a next topic that says packages. With the packages, you can just write down as a slash and say subscriptions so that it would be more clear or more understandable to you. Packages or subscriptions? Yes, absolutely, Manko. Packages or subscriptions? Do you guys have any idea what does packages means or subscription means? At least in the light of QuickBooks, in the understanding of QuickBooks. What are packages or subscriptions? Anybody has any idea? Lucy says no idea. Emmanuel says more like registration. Uh-huh. All right. So let me give you an idea about packages. How many of you, Agnes, is the packages type of service covered? That makes sense. Jessica says paying recurring fee to access a product. Perfect. That makes sense. Sunny Lisa says programs. That makes sense. All right. What are packages or subscriptions? I'll give you guys an example, and that'll be more, understandable for you. Have you guys ever heard of the program called Netflix? Have you ever used Netflix or heard of Netflix? Agnes says yes. Everybody knows Netflix, right? It's a great way to entertain yourself. Sunny Lisa says yes. Product and services offered. Uh-huh. Emmanuel says yes. All right. So another way of understanding packages or subscriptions is Netflix. Patricia says yes, please. All right. So Netflix is an entertainment application or website. So in order to get access to Netflix, you have to pay something to the Netflix provider. Depending on which state or which country you live in, they charges different fees. Netflix has 4 or 5 different packages or subscriptions. The lowest one, you can get access to the mobile phone only. The above one, maybe 5 people can access to Netflix. You pay one subscription and 5 people can access to the Netflix. So depending on how much you pay, they're going to upgrade your services, upgrade your functionalities. Similarly, QuickBooks also has some packages, has some subscriptions based on the nature of your business, the kind of business you are doing. You can opt any of the packages by using QuickBooks Online. So for this topic, I'm going to share my screen and we are going to discuss the packages of QuickBooks Online. If you guys can see the screen, you can just confirm me. So we come to Google, we just type it down as QuickBooks Online Packages, and you press enter. It's going to provide us a lot of different information. For example, you open this up, the first link. So QuickBooks says, find a plan that's right for you. I'll change the country to US so that we can see the fees in USD. Anyways, if it's either in USD or even in PKR, that doesn't matter. as far as we understand its feature. So QuickBooks normally provides 4 different packages or subscriptions. I'll just shrink the chat so that I can have the complete screen. All right. So QuickBooks has 4 different packages or subscriptions, starting with Simple. It's called Simple or Simple Start. This whole idea of understanding the packages is directly linked with the nature of business. In the nature of business, we understood that nature of business means the process of doing business. How many employees in there, how many currencies are involved. So we need to, when we understand the nature of business of a customer, then we are going to make an understanding that which package would be suitable for them. For example, Simple Start, we normally suggest this package. The Simple Start, we normally suggest this package to those clients who are beginners, who don't have a lot of activity going on. For example, Simple Start allows only one user plus access to your accountant. That means only 2 people. Once you opt this package, once you opt Simple Start, only 2 people can get access to QuickBooks. One could be me or you, one could be the founder, one could be the owner of the business, right? And it provides some other features like income and expenses, invoice and quotations. We can open up see all features and it provide more features like counting agent, AI power bank feed, custom agent, finance agent. In the accounting side, it says income and expenses, automated bookkeeping, automated bank feeds. What are these features? I'm going to explain in all coming sessions. So it limits, the basic package limits till here. There are no such features. Some invoice and codes, customer management, note and task management. So you see all this dot, it means it limits your services, your features. And then coming to the connected platform, it says we can create 250 chart of accounts, integrate with hundreds of applications. It provides us access to reports, and then you see a lot of limitations. So because Simple Start is designed for beginners, for those clients who doesn't have a lot of activity going on, it will be suitable for them. And then the second package, I see a lot of clients, more than 50%, 50 to 60% client using this package is because this is designed for moderate business owners, like medium, small to medium business owners, not the starters, but small to medium size business owners. Essential is normally being used by a lot of different business owners. So what does Essential offers? QuickBooks Essential has 3 users and an accountant. It means if a company has 3 to 4 people in the in the accounting, in the finance, it's perfect for that. One is the business owner, 3 is businesses. What else this one provides is bill management, multi-currency. Multi-currency is a great feature to have in the essential package. And of course, when we go down, we see AI-powered bank feed and then AI-powered collaboration. More importantly, in the accounting side, we have income and expenses, automated bookkeeping, automated bank fees. The previous package, the Simple doesn't have the multi-currency, but this one, Essential, has the multi-currency. Anybody has any idea what could be the use of multi-currency? Any one of you can answer me? What would be the use of multi-currency? Jessica says trading international members, absolutely. Emmanuel says can transact in multiple currency. Repeat the question. The question is again, what would be the use of multi-currency, multiple currency in QuickBooks? Francis says you don't need to transfer to USD to be involved in transaction internationally. That makes sense. All right. So the complete use, the whole use of using multi-currency is as their businesses over multiple countries, in that case, they need to use multi-currency. Nowadays, a lot of different e-commerce sellers are selling different multiple locations, different multiple countries. So they need multi-currency in their QuickBooks. So if any of the client need to use multi-currency, you don't suggest them the simple package. You suggest them which package? Essential and the onward package, right? All right. And then we go down, we see bill management, expenses, invoice and quotations, recurring invoices. So in the QuickBooks simple package, it doesn't provide us the recurring invoices. However, Essential provide us the recurring invoices. Anybody has any idea what is the recurring invoices? Recurring invoices. Anybody has any idea? Francis says, just like subscriptions, not really recurring invoices. Anybody else? Recurring invoices? All right, let me explain. Recurring invoices is just like we have a customer who buys, yeah, Manco, that's right, who buys the same product every month. The amount is same, the date is same every month. So we don't need to create it again and again manually. We just turn on the recurring invoice feature and QuickBooks create that invoice on the specific date we set every single month or every single day or every single week. So it's a great feature to have in case we try to automate things in QuickBooks, right? And then at a regular predefined intervals, absolutely, Manco, you're on point. And then it provides customer management, notes and task management. In comparison with the previous simple package, it has reputation management and lead management. Fernando says you can have better control of our clients. Yes, that's right. And then it allows us to enter time in case of project management. Applications, we can integrate. We can see the reports. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think the major intake in this essential package will the multi-currency. That's a great feature to have. And more users. Previously, it has only one user. Now we have 3 users and an accountant. So if any of your clients, any of your customer is in small, medium size, essential package is good for them. There's another one that called Plus package. That's an upgrade to the essential. What does this provide? Major feature is 5 users plus an accountant. The Plus provides 5 users plus an accountant, total six users. So if any client has their financial team more than 5 people, more than 4 people, more than 3 people, they have to opt the Plus package. And then in connection with that, it provides inventory tracking. It's a great feature to have. We will discuss this topic in future. Budgeting, recurring transaction, class and location tracking. It's a huge option to have. And then all these features additionally in the Plus package. I believe if you could go to Google and write down QuickBooks Online packages. It would appear to you guys, and then you can deep dive into it, make an understanding of it as well. We don't need to invest a lot of time discussing it in here, rather than it's more of a personal exploration topic, right? Another feature is the advanced one. This is for the, bigger clients who are making a lot of money. Manko, if you could please turn off your video, that'd be great. Thank you. All right. In the advanced package, we have 25 users. So you can think how big that client would be to have 25 people in their finance, in their accounting team. So this is for those clients who are doing big business, who are doing great business, at least 7 figures and more than that. So it's for those clients. You guys could, take a look into the multiple features, unlimited classes, locations, all these features, and make an understanding. If you guys have any questions till now, you can ask on the chat.
Don't see any questions. We only have about 3 minutes. Do you know if QuickBooks can be used to do like a financial planning for a business plan?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So even though you haven't done any business yet, it'll still create some financial forecasts for you, like cash flow.
It won't. We have to input some data for QuickBooks to create something.
Yeah.
So if we input some data, then QuickBooks is going to create some financial planning for us.
So you'd have to simulate a business and then create those reports for a business plan.
Absolutely. Absolutely, that's correct.
Which is actually a good thing to do, is to set up like a preliminary accounting system for a business that you're planting.
Right. Absolutely. All right. So if we're clear, I didn't get any question from anybody. So if if we're clear, Sunny Lisa says, which year was QuickBooks last updated? QuickBooks updates itself here and there every single month, every single year. So it introduced a lot of features here and there every single month. There's no specific year. It's an ongoing process of, upgrading things. All right. So let's jump to the next topic. The next topic is client's access / invite. Again, it says client's responsibility. So if we try to understand this particular topic, which means how a client provide you access to their QuickBooks. Let me connect this particular topic with the previous topic. Once we suggest the client that QuickBooks Essential package, QuickBooks Plus package, or QuickBooks Advanced package would be suitable for your business, then the client goes to QuickBooks Online. He opts a package or subscription, pays the fees, and then he got access to QuickBooks, right? Then the client can provide you access to their QuickBooks. Any idea how do they provide you access? I just want to test your idea. Any idea how the client could provide you access to their QuickBooks? Fernando says password. Anybody else? Some send you a code or key. Fernando says ID. Anybody else? Anybody else? What do you think? How the client provide you access? Sunny Lisa says online. All right. So the access client would provide you, that's on your Gmail. You provide your Gmail to the client and send them a message that this is my Gmail. You can provide me access to my Gmail, right? So our responsibility is to provide our Gmail to the client and then we are done. The client goes to QuickBooks Online, and then they provide you the access. For example, I will log into QuickBooks and I'll show you how they're going to provide the invite.
Well, Mohammed, Hamid, we've run out of time, so we've run to the end of the hour, so we'll have to close the session now.
Okay, I thought it was 2 hours. Okay.
Oh no, it's 1 hour.
Okay, got it. So when do we plan the next?
You'll need to come. When you come back, just pick up where you left off.
Got it. When do we plan the next one? Is it to be discussed in the chat?
Yeah, the next class. I don't actually coordinate when the next class will be.
Okay.
So it'll be Clara. Clara coordinates the time.
Got it. I'll have discussion with Clara and then we can continue from here.
Perfect.
All right.
Do you want to leave your
Appreciate
email
the
in
time.
chat in case
Thank
students
you,
have questions?
guys. Sure. I will put my email in there.
There we go, everybody. You can take a screenshot
right.
or a photo of the email so that you can contact Mohammed Hamid with any questions you might have. Well, this is good. The next class will really pick up and start moving along with a lot more. This was a really basic
if you guys have any
introduction to
questions,
kind
you
of
can
get
put
in.
your questions on the chat or even. Yeah,
Perfect. All right.
Absolutely. To understand the basics, trying to set things up, and we're going to pace it from session number 2 onwards.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to allow everybody now to unmute their microphones. There you go, so that they can say thank you and bye. And make sure you get Mohammed's email so that you can write questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Professor Mohammed. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof.
Dr. Lambert, thank you very much.
Have a wonderful day now, everyone.
Thank you.
Good to see everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
All right.
Thank you.
Good to see everybody.
Okay.
Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much, Mohammed Hamid.
You too.
All right.
Thank you, doctor. Thanks so much. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.